and you may disagree with me on this, but I personally think bodybuilding in itself is not a healthy sport, not necessarily because of what we eat or what we take or anything like that, but more so just because I don't believe the human body is meant to be carrying around 250 pounds of muscle. I think that in itself is too extreme for us on the health spectrum.
By design, it's a sport of excess. In that in itself, I mean, you're not. I mean, if you look at people who are the healthiest and living the longest, they don't eat a whole lot.
Yeah,
they usually have low growth hormone levels.
Yeah,
bodybuilding is the complete opposite of that.
Yeah. And that's what I try and tell people when they point to like, well, it's the steroids or this. I'm like, it's not. I'm like, people point to like Dallas McCarver, for example.
Right.
And I'll say, okay, there's a couple things there. One, it's genetic. That was like a hereditary thing. And two, it's not the drugs he was carrying around. Like that guy was 330 pounds lean. So that means he's carrying around like a lean body mass of 280, 290 pounds.
It's a large strain.
That's a lot of muscle for the body to be pumping blood to on a daily basis.
Yeah. So, and I mean, sure, at a certain size and, you're using all this shit, is your blood pressure, these are a lot of things. I mean, we all need to be cognizant of this stuff. And, I don't know, I've got a blood pressure cuff at home that I keep track of it all the time. Regularly go for blood work, especially making sure to look at things like, your C-reactive protein, just to kind of, know what your potential is for
sorry to interrupt you. Cause I get my blood work done probably 3 times a year, at least, sometimes 4. What's your C-reactive protein? Because I don't think I can get that checked.
I've got the paperwork upstairs. If you
no. What's your number?
Oh, okay.
What does it measure?
I know they break it into 3 categories. They're like low risk, average, and I don't know, above average or high risk or whatever it is.
But it's not like what I'm asking is like, and this may sound like a really dumb question, so forgive me, but what organ is it tied to? Like, what are we measuring?
Oh, I see. I mean, it's supposed to be an indicator for cardio, like the risk of having a cardiovascular event, your likelihood of having a heart attack.
Okay.
However, it could be, supposedly, as I understand it, it's linked to just inflammation and damage in any organ system in the body. So it could be an indicator of just some problem somewhere in your system.
Okay.
And mine chronically shows up very low. So that, that's good, right? It gives me some kind of confidence. Not to mention, it's been about 2 years, but this kid that I was coaching, his girlfriend was, I'm assuming she still is, the head of ultrasound at a hospital up in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, my girl, she gives me a hard time a bit about bodybuilding, and she knows you've been doing it for a long time. She wants to take a look inside, basically, and see what you look like.
Yeah.
Your liver, your kidneys, your arteries, etc.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to come up? He's like, it's a lot of testing, so it's great because you'll have it, but then she kind of gets to satisfy her curiosity.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, so I went up there on a Saturday morning early. This is, like I said, about maybe 2 years ago by now. But and listen, I was to be honest, I was expecting to hear, this is a little, it's not bad, but it's a little beat up, and this is that. There was a little nodule on my thyroid, which I had known about. The doctor had told me back in 2009 that I had that. But she was like, man, your kidneys, your liver, there's no scar tissue. Everything looks to be functioning perfectly. Your arteries are clear. I don't see any plaque buildup. Yeah. And then a separate guy came in to look at my heart. And he's like, geez, I can't believe it. It's not even thickened at all. He's like, I have athletes who come in. They're just, say, a basketball player or something. Yeah. And, I've seen more, more in them than I do with you. So I was really surprised to hear all that, but obviously pleasantly surprised.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.